Hey peep, hey peeps, my name is Naisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm back on Romance Club to basically give you my review on Queen in 30 Days. Spoilers, I am going to talk about everything that happened and things like that. So if you want to play this yourself, you could either play this on your Android phone or your iPhone. And so let's begin. Okay, so Queen in 30 Days is the fourth book released on the mobile game Romance Club. This book was released in December 2018, has 3 seasons, and was completed in December 2019. The author of this book is, I want to say, Nadia V, also known as Ursa. I'm going to call her Ursa because I feel like I butchered her name. Who also wrote Chasing You and The Flower from Tia, I want to say Tia Matt Fire, and is now writing Chasing You too. Apologize for pronouncing, I want to say Tia Matt. Sorry about that. I feel like I'm butchering the crap out of that. But the plot of this story, since as you can see, I completed it, says this book follows the adventure of an American college student who moves to the European country of Sagar and finds her way amongst royalty, mystery, and intrigues. Gameplay feature. Most choices you make for your main character in this book influence one of the following variables: tact, will, or plot. These choices change the story, the interactions you have with other characters, and the scenes you will be able to play. Okay, and now the main character, we just gonna go by Jessica. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I forgot what I named her already. Um, um, I want to say I name her Anya, but I'm just gonna go for Jessica for the purpose of this book. Um, and the other characters, the in-game love interest, because you have in-game love interests, and then you have casual love interests. With most, not well, I'm say um, with some with some stories on Romance Club, you're gonna have more in-game love interests, but there are some stories on here where you have casual love interests. I know Moonborn has a casual love interest, um, and of course this one. But I'm thinking so far those are the only ones that I know that has like casual love interests. Um, but the in-game love interests are Richard the Prince, Adam the bodyguard, um, Leonard the second prince, and then your casual love interests are Emma, Wilma, and Daniel. Now, again, I completed all 3 seasons, and let me tell you, this was a hot mess. It was a good hot mess, but a hot mess nonetheless. It was very a hot mess, especially with season 3, in my opinion, and stuff. But let's get to what I think about it. First of all, okay, it starts off kind of, yeah, it starts off kind of like a hot mess type of situation where it doesn't start off with a hot mess. Jessica, she is going to this little party with her best friend. Of course, it was like a costume party. Well, no, it was like a hat party and stuff like that. Basically, you had um you had to wear some colorful hat, And if you had the best colorful or like best like good looking hat or like strange, unique, something that would catch the eyes, you would win. And you and this other guy, y'all win. Y'all the king and queen and stuff. And of course you get to know this guy and stuff like that. And I want to say like it seems like years later. I want to say either years later or 7 months later. I'm thinking it's years later. You are just living your life. You have a fiance. I think his name is Mark. And everything seems well until you find out that Mark is cheating, because what happens is after he proposes to you in front of your best friend and your mama, he has to go. He basically has to go out of the country. He has to go to a place called Sagar. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, because I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm butchering it, but you know, we just we're gonna go with it. Stuff like that. So yeah, he goes to Cigar, and of course, like your character, depending on how your character is, could either be suspicious of him, not suspicious of him, and things like that. And also, your character is, I want to say again, a college student who, well, it says she. Okay, it's kind of weird because it says she graduated, although she was in cigar. Like, it's very weird in my opinion, and stuff like that. I'm thinking she did graduate. I'm not sure, because again, it gets kind of, you know, you they don't really talk about like her being in college that much, especially after she wins a trip because of her essay that she wrote. In the essay, they in the essay was about like what she would do if she was queen of I want to say queen in Cigar or whatever. But yeah, she ends up winning. She ends up winning a trip, and she decides that this is her chance to go and see her fiance. She sees her fiance, but of course, again, he cheated on her, and of course, like while she's there, she doesn't know what to do. She also get her things stolen from her. So now she's stranded in this country. She doesn't know what to do. That's when she meets Adam. And of course, he's trying to be her knight in shining armor. And like while he's showing her around and basically saying he could help her and everything like that, she ends up running into Richard. That and she didn't realize that he was a prince until like she ran into him, and now she's shocked. Also, there's like some type of like, I'm gonna say supernatural element to this, because um I know like later down the line you get to speak with a ghost that is protecting the family and stuff like that. Yeah, it's exactly what I said. Yeah, you heard me right. That's what I said. This book is a hot mess, but it's a good hot mess. But before we could get to that, anyway, I want to say like, yeah, she meets Richard again, and also there's a thing that they're having. I want to say they having like some type of festival for women trying to throw themselves at the prince so he can have a wife. That's what I'm assuming the festival is for, and they put her into it, and it kind of reminds me a bit of romance. I'm about to say romance. Royal Romance on choices. It kind of reminds me a bit of that, because there's a competition between Jessica, but unlike unlike Royal Romance, this competition is between Jessica and I want to say this royal named Julia. So it's kind of between her and Julia and stuff like that. And so, of course, like, Julia is trying to undermine Jessica because, again, Jessica is an American. She just came here, and there's no way an American's going to snatch away Richard from Julia. So, of course, she's like, she ain't playing that. And so, in the first season, you just see different hijinks that's happening and things like that. Not only that, but you also are seeing a romance between Adam and Richard, depending on who you like in season 1 as well. And then not only that, but you can see a little bit of I want to say you can see a little bit of romantic relationship with Emma a little bit. But again, like I said, it's like later down the season and to the next season and stuff like that. But like in season 1, again, she's going to all these events, trying to impress like the people of Cigar. I'm just gonna call it Cigar because like I know I'm butchering it, but yeah, but yeah, she's trying to I'm talking about impress the people of Cigar, and not only them, but like Richard family and things like that. She's just trying to show people like, hey, she can hang, she could do this. Like if she had like a chance to be royalty, like she could hang with them. She could do this in her sleep. And at the end, we get a shocking confession from Emma. See, now I didn't realize this was happening. That's how shocking it was, because again, like I said, when you play season 1, you ain't really thinking nothing of it. You just thinking like, okay, Jessica's doing these events, little hijinks starts to happen, like jewelry became missing and things like that. You also get to own a pet, and the pet actually helps you figure out who was the one that took the jewelry, which I thought was pretty dope and things like that. And of course, you go to this derby race, and you get to talk to other people, and you get to try to befriend them and things like that. And of course, Richard, you getting close to Richard, and he feels like he can only trust you. Like even though he trusts Adam, he feels like you're another person that he can trust and things like that. And it's like different path for you to take, especially depending on like what choice you make. Like Romance Club is correct when they say like there are different paths that you could take. And so I enjoy the fact that you have different paths that you could take and things like that. But like again, back to the stunning confession that Emma make. What I'm trying to say is like we went from, again, Jessica basically finding a cute guy that she like couldn't find him. So like years later, she gets engaged. The dude cheats on her, and then she goes to this country. She goes to the country to see her fiance when she finds out that like he's cheating on her, and of course she leaves him, and then she gets her passport and money stolen, so she's stranded in this country, and of course this guy saves her, and of course this guy knows the prince and stuff, and the prince ended up being Richard, the guy who she felt like a spark with in the beginning of the story. And we go through all the hijinks and the events that they go to at the end, Emma says that Emma gives our gives Jessica a a gun. I forgot what type of gun it is. It's like one of those guns that makes sounds and stuff like that. I forgot what gun she said it was and stuff like that. But gives her a gun and says that, and tells Emma, not Emma, but Jessica, tells Jessica like um her boyfriend, Emma's boyfriend, Matt, who we meet previous in the early chapters, especially when they at the Derby, didn't even realize Matt was Emma's boyfriend, and we'll get to that. But basically, Emma tells Jessica that like Matt told her to kill Julia and stuff like that. And the reason why he wants Julia to be killed is because, again, Julia is, again, the person who is up to, is like, she's like she's the only one that like people see marrying Prince Richard, especially because he's going to become king because his dad is stepping down and things like that. So people know that Julie is a shoo-in to become queen. And I guess that's bad business for Matt and his partner. So he tells his girlfriend to, yeah, kill Julia. And of course, she doesn't do it. And of course, Jessica is shocked. And she says, like, we got to tell Adam about this. And so they do tell Adam about what happened. And of course, Adam is like, okay, well, I got to talk to, like, the prince and then talk to a couple more people because this is serious, because this is an attempt on someone's life and things like that. And so, yeah, this is serious. But of course, Jessica and Emma, they just, especially Jessica, also you would notice that Jessica likes to do things her way. I just want y'all to know that. Like, Jessica likes to do things her way. Like, there are times where I'm like, Jessica, why? But it's neither here nor there. But yeah, Jessica and Emma, they do things they way. And so of course Emma they're going to record Matt basically confessing to like Emma and stuff like that. And so like once like and I'm talking about like, so Emma and Matt, they meet in Emma's room, and of course Emma is like telling him that like, she didn't do it and things like that. And Jessica is by the door just in case if things pop off. Things do pop off because he ends up hitting Emma and stuff like that. And of course, Jessica comes in and she's trying to like, she's trying to kick Matt's ass. And I think there's like, I don't want to say a tussle, but they're just talking and like yelling, and Matt's getting angry. And of course, he's about to charge at Jessica, but then Adam comes in out of nowhere, and he he takes down Matt and things like that. And of course, Adam's pissed off at Jessica and stuff, and Jessica's like, hey, she's trying to do, hey, she was just doing what she needed to do. And of course Adam doesn't like that. Of course he tells Richard, and Richard, of course, he doesn't like that either and things like that. And I want to say that's how like season 1 ends, with like them taking down Matt, and also with them telling Jessica that like the king's birthday is coming up soon. And of course season 2 basically starts off with like it's being the king's birthday, and of course there's a big festival for the king because he's the king. and stuff like that. And depending on your choices that you made in the previous season, it affects what happens in this season. And stuff like that. And since most of my choices seem good in my opinion, yeah, since most of my choices seem like good, like nothing really horrible, like there was no consequences that I know of that was like bad for my character and things like that. There were some moments where it's like, oh, because you did something, you get to have more information, things like that. Because like especially in season 2, like because of a certain dress that I picked for Jessica, and basically the right things that I said to different people and things like that, I was able to win like, the heart of the king. And oh, I want to say in season 1, yeah, I want to say in season 2. In season 2, in one of the earlier episodes, if you are nice to a woman that you bump into, it turned out that she's the queen. So if you're nice to her, she would be like, "Oh, you're the lovely woman that I seen." But if you wasn't nice to her, she'd probably say like how rude you were. But luckily, Jessica wasn't rude and anything like that. Also, again, I want to say like a supernatural element to it is because, like in the beginning of season 2, Jessica has a dream of Leonard. She doesn't even realize that it's Leonard, but she, but yeah, it's Leonard, and she's running away from him, but she doesn't know why. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that was a premonition type of vibe, because she meets Leonard and she's like shocked that she met Leonard, and she's like, "Hey, I had a dream about you." And stuff like, well, she didn't say he had a dream about him, but like she said to herself, like, "Oh my goodness, she dreamed about him. So what does this mean?" And all this stuff. And so, depending how you play it, you could learn some information about Leonard, especially if you are on the plot path, because there's 3 paths that you should be on, that you could be on. One is will, tact, and plot. I chose tact and stuff like that. So, and like I say, all of them are totally different. So, depending on how you want to play, you get different situations, and you also get to do things like, if I didn't have tact, I'm thinking in season 2 or 3, I wouldn't be able to comfort. Oh yeah, it was season 2. I wouldn't be able to comfort Julia, because like we meet her mother, and her mother is a big bitch. Like she's a big one, and of course, like she made Julia cry, because we come to find out that Julia isn't really the enemy, because she doesn't even want to marry the prince. Matter of fact, she's only doing this because her mother told her to do this. She actually loves someone else. She does not care for the prince like that. As a matter of fact, there's an option of you to basically take explicit photos of Julia and her beau and then show it to her mother. And yes, I chose that. I chose that option because her mama was talking out the side of her neck, so I had to put her in her place. So you done right, because I want me some Richard. However, again, like I said, you remember those 3 love interests that I mentioned, and those casual love interests. Well, here's the thing. Sorry about that, guys. Here's the thing. If you, because again, when I played this, I decided to play this messy because I felt like the story was overall messy. There are moments, if you want to, you can have a threesome with Wilma and Daniel. You can. You could have something with Emma. Not only that, but like you could like have some intimacy with Adam and Richard, which I thought was hilarious. And not only that, but with Leonard as well. As a matter of fact, in season 3, if I'm not mistaken, you could have like you could cheat on Richard or Adam with Leonard, and it won't like hurt. It won't like hurt your relationship with Richard or Adam. Matter of fact, they won't even know. They won't even find out. I just thought, again, like I said, this story is messy. This story is messy because I'm like, again, like I said, this story is messy because I'm thinking like, shoot, Emma was basically Emma's boyfriend wanted her to kill Julia. Julia has a lover. And your character could just sleep with whoever they want. Also, they also get to sleep with a bonus person. Um, um, some other guy. I want to say he's a sultan and stuff like that. I want to say they call him an emperor and stuff like that. Well, I'm gonna say he a prince too. Yeah, he a prince too, in a different country. Yeah. In the third book, yeah. I thought that was interesting as well. I was like, oh my, she's just sleeping with everybody. I'm telling you, she just sleeping with everybody. It's crazy. Um, and I'm thinking to myself like, okay, but yeah, like I said, season 2, the plot is basically, well, the main plot for season 2 was Richard being kidnapped, like laid down in the episode. Yeah, Richard being kidnapped and trying to figure out like who kidnapped him and stuff like that. That was the only big plot in that season. It was kind of, I'm gonna say season 2 was nice but kind of dry at the same time. At least season 1 was funny, silly, it was goofy, nothing to take serious. Same thing goes for season 2, nothing really to take serious and things like that. Just mainly, again, the same thing that happened, like going to events, showing people that Jessica can do this. Like if she does have a chance to be queen, she can do this. And of course, Adam and Richard, they realize that they both are in love with Jessica, and of course, they both are, vying for her attention and her love and things like that. So, and then I want to say again, like I said, the only big thing that happens in season 2 is that Richard gets kidnapped, but he's rescued by Adam and your character, especially if you have a good, if the king thought well of you, like if you have a high reputation and stuff like that. Because also in this book, you can have either a high reputation or a low reputation. If you have a high reputation, things come to you easily. If you have a low reputation, like be prepared to use some diamonds or just things not going your way. Lucky for me, my character Jessica, she was able to have a high reputation and was able to just get the prince real easy. And also with how you handle things, like how you handle the way you do get the prince. The way you handling getting the prince from being kidnapped is, either you do it in a way that people don't realize what's going on, or if you do it in a way that people do realize what's going on, and then like you caught and now someone's getting injured or hurt or something like that. Luckily, no one got injured or hurt during my playthrough of it. And after he gets kidnapped and things like that, at the end, Adam's like basically yelling at Adam and saying, see, you getting Jessica into things, she's doing dangerous things, and you know what, now it's time for her to leave. And she's like, leave? I don't want to leave, I don't want to go, and things like that. And of course, that's how it ends. And then I want to say either that's how it ends or it ends with them finding out that that another country has declared war on Sagar. Oh, what the hell? Hold the hell up. Hold on, I'm sorry, guys. Hold the hell up. Hold the hell up. Hold the hell up. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Anywho, back to what I was saying. Sorry about that. Yeah, season 3, a guy has basically, well, another prince has declared a war on Sagar, and Richard and Adam has to go and handle it. And of course, Jessica decides to go elsewhere, and Leonard too. And in season 3, we realize that Leonard wants to become king. He doesn't want his brother to become king. He wants to become king. He feels like he's going to be a better king. He thinks he could be a better king than Richard, and of course he wants, depending on how your relationship is with Leonard, my relationship, I know it says that it wasn't really good enough, so he wanted me as an ally, sorry. And of course, Jessica's like, no, why would I want to betray my friends? But Leonard's like, just think about it and things like that. And then I want to say, let me go back to season 2, but there were clues that made Jessica realize that like maybe Leonard had something to do with Richard, though it turns out that Leonard didn't have anything to do with Richard kidnapping. It was actually Leonard's mom that had something to do with with Richard kidnapping, because Leonard's mom, who is the queen, she's only Richard's stepmother. Richard's biological mother was assassinated. I want to say, yeah, she was assassinated. So yeah, but yeah, again, like I said, Leonard, he wants to be king and things like that, and of course, he tries to persuade Jessica. And while they're in this country, Jessica finds out that Leonard is basically the reason why this other prince from this country wants war with them, because of like what he has sent in the letters. And of course, depending on depending on how you want things to end, you could either be on Leonard's side, you could either be on Richard's side, or you could just be neutral. I chose to be on Richard's side because, like, I'm gonna stick beside my man. But yeah, I chose to stick beside Richard and tell the truth, because it was Leonard. It was Leonard's fault that they was there trying to stop a war. It was Leonard's fault. So of course she told and told like the prince and things, and they got situated. But not only did they get situated, I know in season 3, either season 3 or season 2, but I'm thinking season 3. Season 3, also Richard proposes, and of course I say yes. No, I'm thinking in season 2 he proposes. Either way, he does propose, and while they are still in this other country, Adam links up with the princess in this other country and stuff like that. And of course, Jessica was like, wait, why are you going to leave? And come to find out he's going to leave because he can't stand to see Richard and Jessica together since they are together. And of course, because they are able to stop the war, they go back to their country. Jessica's best friend comes in on season 3. I kid you not. She comes in on season 3. Like, her best friend from season 1 comes into season 3 and stuff like that. And I was like, what type of mess is this? Like, I'm going to get to it in a bit. I mean, like, after I finish. But yeah, and then what else happens? She ends up being pregnant. She doesn't tell Richard. She don't even tell nobody. Matter of fact, she just get married, and that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. Again, the way season 3 ends, because I'm thinking like season 1 and 2 was just a hot mess, but a good hot mess. Basically, it was on some soap drama shit and things like that, because there are other stuff that I probably forgot to mention and things like that. But however, again, season 1 and 2 were just hot, like a good hot mess to just play and laugh about. Season 3 was like, there was so much that was happening in season 3 as well, but like it was happening too quick, too fast, and I just felt like it left so many things unsaid. First and foremost, she's pregnant. She ain't gonna tell nobody she pregnant. We just gonna end off with her being pregnant. Second of all, like, we find out that Leonard is the one who basically was about to have like was about to have his country go to war with another country, and it's like he doesn't really get punished for it and stuff like that. Like, all that happens is him just not being able to be the king. That's it. Something like, well, that's lame. Um, what else happens? Oh yeah, Adam, again, like we don't know if Adam was at the wedding or not at the wedding, because again, like, Adam said like deuces when he was like, I'm not like, when he was like when the other, I'm talking about the other, when the princess of the country that they was about to go in war with basically said she got a job for him, and he said he'll take it. It's like, adios muchacho, we don't see him no more and things like that. And then again, it's like, first of all, why did the Bessie come so freaking late? It's like, man, it would have been nice if the Bessie would have been there from the jump, like from beginning to end, but she only came there at the end. It's like, damn, really? And then I'm gonna be honest with you, with all the love interests, especially the main one, the end game one, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. None of them was cute except for Richard. Like, Richard was the only good looking one in my opinion. Like, Leonard was alright. Adam could have been a good looking guy, but his personality threw me off, because I understand that he's a bodyguard, but there be, like, for instance, there was a moment where he's like, Jessica, you're gonna have to listen to me, especially when we in dangerous situations. And of course, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you're not lying because she don't know nothing about dangerous situation, and he does. So I was like, okay. And then she would be like, you know what, you right. I'm gonna listen to you. And then he'll say something like, "Kiss me." Then and it's like, ew, that makes you that makes you unattractive. No, thank you. And of course, I wouldn't do it because it's like, and then he'd get upset about it, and then it's like, I don't care. And it's like when he do get upset, he just looks so ugly. I kid you not. When Adam gets upset, he looks so ugly. Matter of fact, most of the people in here look ugly, especially Julia. Like her expressions in her face just look so freaking ugly. Like I kid you not. It be ridiculous. I'll be like, Lord have mercy. It just it really be bad. Like the facial expressions on these characters be horrible and stuff. Especially Richard, especially not Richard, but Adam when he's angry. It's like, ugh, he looks ugly. Like he really do. It's like, ew. And like again, the way he be so demanding and be like, you should obey me and stuff. And it's like I can understand him saying like, hey, you shouldn't be like when Jessica is careless and she's just going gun ho without any type of plan. I can understand why he would get angry, but that don't mean you try to use your power to like force her to kiss you because and it's more than once he says stuff like that. He said you should obey me. And then she'd be like, okay. And then he'd be like, then kiss me. And then again, turn off. And then he comes on so strong to Jessica that's not even funny. Like it's a turn off. Like he comes too strong and Leonard comes too strong. But he comes too strong in like a smooth way and thing like that. But he comes off too strong as well. And with Richard, I'm gonna be honest with you, as much as I do love and enjoy Richard, he's boring. Like what like I'm sorry, but if he wasn't the prince and wasn't going to become the king, he would be boring. Him being the king and stuff is what like helps his character, unfortunately. Because anything else, it's like when you do have a moment with him, it's kind of bland and stuff like that. The only time it's not bland is when you're having like a sensual, intimate moment. But other than that, yeah, it's just he's just kind of dry and stuff like that. And then there are some characters that I was shocked about because Emma's boyfriend. First of all, I was shocked that Emma had a boyfriend because I'm just saying the way they kept like trying to put Emma on us. I was shocked that she had a boyfriend. I also was shocked who her boyfriend was because I'll be honest. I thought her boyfriend. Not gonna lie, I thought he was gay. Like I did not realize that the guy that he was with was his business partner. I think his name was Sam. I want to say, because I forgot his business partner name, but I really thought his business partner. I thought him and his business partner were lovers. Like I really did. I did not know that Matt wasn't gay because I was like the way they kind of wrote him to be. They kind of wrote him to be like this gay stuck up guy like that. That's the vibe that I was getting. And same thing for his friend, not his friend being stuck up, but his friend being like gay and stuff. And I was like, oh, a gay couple. I was actually happy. I was like, oh, about damn time and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I can get jiggy with this. No, 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 no. Okay, I'm sorry. Because the only other gay couple that I know Romance Club game is Rage of Titan and stuff. That's the only one. And so yeah, that's what I thought, but I thought wrong, and I was like, oops, my bad. But like again, that's the vibe that I was getting off. I was like, oh, so disappointed. But overall, like I said, the whole story from what I just told you from beginning to end, again, the first two chapters to me were, again, like I said, it was cheesy and a hot mess, but it was good. It was funny. It had me entertained. Like, I kept reading, I kept playing it more, especially like every time I get my 3 teacups, I just kept playing it because it was really entertaining. It wasn't until it got to season 3 that I was like, bleh, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna be honest. For me, Queen in 30 Days is, I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. Mainly because season 3 just wasn't, it just kind of made it fell flat for me. Because again, 1 and 2 were the high notes. Again, it may have been hot and a hot mess and just crazy, but it was good, it was decent, it was entertaining until you get to season 3, and then it's like bleh. So that's my thoughts on it. Let me know that in the comments below what you think about Queen in 30 Days, and let me know all the things that I missed, because I know I probably missed some things, and I do apologize. Either I make a follow-up video, or I probably just would talk about it in the comments below, especially if people do want to have a conversation about Queen in 30 Days. I do recommend you to read this, especially if you maybe you have a day that you're not doing anything and you're bored, or maybe you kind of like hung over a high. I would definitely suggest you to play this. You won't be disappointed, especially if you are bored or drunk or high. But yeah, let me know what you think about the story in the comment below if you have read it. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.